Hello, dear beloveds. It is my absolute joy to be here with you right now. As I announced yesterday, I'm just going to close that down because that is flashing in my face and I don't need that in my life. I am here to begin day one of a 5-day sadhana journey. And for those of you who may not be familiar with that word, it's a Sanskrit word. It comes from my yoga practice. And effectively what we're doing is we're committing to a spiritual discipline, a spiritual devotion over a number of days in order to kind of show up to our souls, show up to our source, spirit, God, whatever word you use, and to make a commitment to go really deep into ourselves. Now, right now, my job is to serve you in any way that I can. And one of the things that's really working for me is doubling down on my devotion, really committing to showing up to my devotional practices with fierceness and not backing down from that. And I thought I'd share that journey with you. Very often I'm asked, what do I do in my devotion? What's my early morning practice look like? You don't have to have an early morning devotional practice. It does work for me, however, and there's reasons for that. Part of that is about the receptivity to the kind of mystical experience because of the amount of melatonin in the pineal gland production because of sleep. We can often be more open to the kind of veils being really thin when we're in that early morning and later evening states. However, it's not necessary. And ultimately, of course, our devotion is every moment, every breath. However, that question does come up. Okay, so what do I do in my devotion, Ricky? What do you do in your devotion? How can I actually create something, if you like, a system out of it? So what I'm going to offer every day for the next 5 days is an opportunity for you to, with me, build a devotional practice. Now, you can then commit to continue that after the next 5 days. You might decide often 40 days is a number that we'll commit to, and that is a really good way to create new neural pathways. 40 days creates a new habit. And so we can actually find that our commitment to something, if we do it every day for 40 days, becomes much easier than if we only do it for a shorter amount of time. However, I'm inviting you to spend 5 days, the next 5 days with me. And every day for the next 5 days, I'll go live sharing a devotional practice and I'll add on the next one. So each day will go from day one. Today there'll be 1 practice, tomorrow there'll be 2, the next day there'll be 3. And these will be short practices. So ideally, they're things that you could add into your existing devotion if you have already meditation or yoga or things you do that could deepen and enrich your devotion. Particularly right now, I was just talking to my priestesses on a call about the fact that when there's a lot of nervous energy in our bodies and we're feeling lots and lots of emotions, having something really intense to channel our energy into is a really great way to keep ourselves not only sane mentally, but also sane spiritually. So for me, yoga, the asana practice is very much part of my devotion, and I do it 4 times a week, non-negotiably, sometimes more, because it really helps me transmute that big energy, for whatever reason I'm feeling it, into that sacred and holy energy. So the practices I share today and tomorrow and the next coming days will be quite passive, but please don't think that if you decide right now to take up running or to start yoga or any other physical and body practice, that isn't devotion. That absolutely is. And I recommend making a big commitment right now. Make a big commitment to get out of your comfort zone. If you've had a bit of a half-assed relationship with your devotion, if you meditate when it's easy or convenient, now's the time to get really, really real. Because as we understand from the quantum nature of the universe, our work is to hold a vibration that is disproportionate to evidence. Right now, if we look around and see the world, we might say, well, I've got every right to sit in a puddle of self-pity. But our job as spiritual leaders is to get over ourselves and say, regardless of what I see in the 3D, I can hold a vibration that is disproportionate to evidence, and that is the greatest service that I can possibly enact. There ain't nothing else that is going to have more potency and more power right now. So let's get on with day one. Day one's practice is a beautiful mantra that I share. I initiate the women on the 3rd level retreat into this particular version of the Gayatri mantra. And today I'm going to be sharing it with you in a kind of dual way. If you know it, you can obviously chant it with me, and that's a really beautiful thing to do. But if you don't know it, what I'm going to invite you to do is to listen and receive it. And then what will happen is I'll guide you through the chakras. So you'll actually receive a chakra blessing at the same time as you are hearing me chant the Gayatri mantra in the long form. This is known as Saraswati's version of the mantra because it's refined. It's not the kind of popular version that we often know through people like Deva Premal. It's a slower and more, I guess, kind of disciplined devotional version of the mantra, and I really love it. And I will share a recording of it, recorded live in Bali on a 3rd level retreat. You can hear the crickets, and I think there's some roosters in there. It was early morning, and I will share that recording with you so that you can do this every day for 5 days when I'm not with you, because of course you can do it more often than just the live. It's really important, if you're not watching this live, you are coming back to it later. It doesn't matter when you do your sadhana. You just need to do it on the day. So anytime on whatever is your Tuesday is perfect. So for those of you who are watching this, you know, you're just waking up and I recorded this 12 hours ago, anytime on your Tuesday is perfect. So we just are committing to taking this action every day. For those of you who are here now with me, of course, you're doing it now. So you may not need to do it again. However, you may feel called to do so. So we're going to be chanting the long form of the Gayatri mantra. I am not sharing the words with you. I'm not kind of using it in mantra in that way. If you know it, of course, you can chant it with me, and that's beautiful. If you don't know it, you're going to be receiving it as a sound meditation to balance the energetic body, the subtle anatomy through the chakras. And it's really cool. And I'll share the recording with you so that you can continue the practice on your own. So I'll just tell you what the phases of the mantra are so you know where we're working. You're going to hear me say Om Bur. Om Bur relates to the base chakra, and you might like to put your hands down on that pubic bone, on your sit bones, on your legs, if you like, as you're hearing those words. You don't have to. You can just hold your attention there. You don't have to touch your body at all. Om Bhuvaha is the sacral chakra. So you might once again like to place your hands in that womb space, or you might just place your attention there as you hear me chant these words. Om Swaha. Swaha is the solar plexus. And it's hard when you Om Bhuvaha. Om Maha is the heart chakra. Om Janaha is the throat chakra. Om Tapaha is the third eye. And Om Satyam is the crown. And then there's another section that I'll sing, and you can just listen, placing your attention anywhere on your body that feels appropriate. And as I said, the touching of the body is entirely optional. It's not a requirement. If it doesn't feel safe or comfortable to do that, then just sitting in that meditation posture, which I'll lead us all into in a moment. But I just wanted you to have an advanced warning or advanced intel on what the words are, so you know that as I'm chanting, what chakra we're correlating with. Okay, so if you are safe to do so, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes down now. And if not, just focus your gaze on a point in front of you. And if you're driving or distracted by children, then you can come back to this practice at a later time, or any distraction. Like, those are the two distractions. There might be a world of distractions happening for you. And you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible and holding at the top of the inhalation for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh, letting go of all the effort required to bring you to this point in your day. Doing that 2 more times, inhaling in through the nose, feeling the belly as much as possible, holding at the top of the inhalation. And when you need to, exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh, bringing yourself into the ever-present now, doing that 1 more time, inhaling in through the nose, holding, feeling the belly, letting go out through the mouth, letting go, letting go, letting go. And with eyes closed and breath deepened, we're signifying to our nervous system that we're very safe. There's nowhere else we need to be. And we are fully present to the needs of our soul at this time, letting go of all earthly commands or demands to arrive home into the present. I'm going to chant the long form of the Gayatri Mantra 3 times now. And you can place your consciousness or your physical hand on the part of the body that I'm referencing. You can chant with me if you know this, or you can simply let the sound waves roll across you. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Bringing your hands into prayer position over your heart now, and perhaps feeling that vibration of that sound moving through your subtle body, restoring balance. And I'm inviting you to bring this version of the Gayatri Mantra into your life for the next 5 days, every day, non-negotiably. I will share the recording that I made of this in Mama Bali, and you can listen, and you can also perhaps decide to make the sound if you know it, or you might get comfortable and want to join in. And you can see this as a chakra blessing because it is moving through the chakra system, and you will feel the resonance of the sound at each chakra. So the up until Om Satyam, which is the crown, we are moving through the chakras from the base upwards, and then the second phrase is separate. You can repeat this as often as you want. It doesn't have to be just once a day. And of course, the recording is 9 repetitions, so you will have a longer version of that. And I do recommend that if you're making it part of your devotion, then that 9 repetitions is a beautiful amount of time to hear the sound and let it wash over you. The other thing I want you to know, as it is for me, if I started chanting out loud in the morning, the dog, the cats, and all the children would be on top of me. So I chant inwardly. So there's no sound being made. I'm just repeating the mantra to myself silently. So please don't think that you need to be making lots of noise if you decide to do this at 5:30 in the morning and everybody's going to wake up. Work with what you've got, and for me that means that I chant silently when I do my early morning devotion. So just to remind you of how this sadhana journey is going to work, sadhana is making a spiritual commitment to show up even though it might be inconvenient and uncomfortable. Every day for 5 days, you're going to work with the long form of the Gayatri Mantra, and if you join me tomorrow, you'll get another practice, and the next day another practice, until by Saturday in Australian time, You'll have 5 new devotional tools to elevate your frequency on behalf of the greater good, and also to keep yourself spiritually, emotionally, and mentally sane. And it's such a beautiful thing to really make a commitment to God right now, to infinite consciousness, and to say, I'm going to show up, even though I have perhaps every excuse in the world as to why I'm busy, important, dealing with a pandemic. Have you not seen the state of the world? Blah, 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 blah. That you will make that commitment to hold your vibration at a certain frequency, regardless of external evidence. And that is our job. It doesn't mean that we bypass our feelings. We're not in the business of spiritual bypassing. We're not trying to marginalize our feelings or anybody else's. We're simply aware that as light workers and as the spiritually fierce ones, that we have the capacity to hold a vibration that is disproportionate to evidence, whilst also experiencing our human emotions. Fully human, fully divine, anthropos. This is what we are. This is how our service is best unleashed in the world, not by denying what we're feeling, but by rising to meet that and honoring with deep compassion what we're feeling, whilst also being aware that we can hold a different frequency. And that is our service. That is what leadership is. It isn't about getting other people to do things. It's about, what am I doing? How am I leading myself at this extraordinary time? So much love to you all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope to see you all on tomorrow's practice. I will let you know what time I'll be going live tomorrow. As I said, you don't have to do this at the same time as I'm doing it. Just do it sometime on Tuesday in your time zone, and then you're committing to that 5-day sadhana, that every day you will do the practice with me, and you will keep adding to those practices, which is a beautiful blessing. Add it into your existing devotion, or create your own sadhana out of this. So much love to you all. Bye.